Welcome back. Wow, what an amazing time we've been having, sharing the word together, breaking the bread of life around dreams and how to reach for a dream and everything that surrounds our life and dreams, and the dreams that you want to dream, the dreams that God dreams for us. And what an amazing time we've been having. I would like us to read Genesis chapter 41. I'm going to read verse 33. This is right at the end of Joseph interpreting the butler and the baker's dreams. And now he's standing in front of Pharaoh. Pharaoh shares his dream with him. And so he says, the interpretation of the dream by God is 7 fat years and 7 lean years. And the fat years are going to be first, the lean years are going to come after, and there will be severe famine in the land. He interprets the dream for Pharaoh. Then in verse 33, now he goes from interpretation to wisdom and counsel, advice. Verse 33 says, now therefore let Pharaoh select a discerning and wise man and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land to collect 1/5 of the produce of the land of Egypt in the 7 plentiful years. And let them gather all the food of those good years that are coming and store up grain under the authority of Pharaoh. And let them keep food in the cities. Then that food shall be as a reserve for the land, for the 7 years of famine which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land may not perish during the famine. This is not what Pharaoh asked for. Pharaoh asked for the interpretation of the dream. He got the interpretation of the dream. I want to just quickly reveal to you why what Joseph was doing. He had to believe in the favor of God. He had to believe in the dream that God gave him, that this was not his dream, but the dream that God gave him. Because remember, there were 2 guys that he interpreted the dream, the butler and the baker. And the only reason why the butler and the baker would have gotten into Pharaoh's bad books is for some reason, whatever the Pharaoh might have thought. And certainly it is the nature of kings and oligarchs and any kind of monarchy. They get what they want, whatever they wish, and whatever they don't like. That's the end of the story. So as far as the baker was concerned, he unfortunately had a very bad end to his life, whatever he did to offend the Pharaoh. The butler, on the other hand, whatever he did to offend the Pharaoh, he forgave it. So certainly that was the prophetic interpretation that Joseph had. So for Joseph to come and give unasked for advice to the Pharaoh, I mean, he was putting his life on the line right at that moment where the interpretation of the dream was given. The Pharaoh could have said, "You're talking nonsense. I don't accept it. What are you? You're just a guy from nowhere coming out of prison. I don't accept your interpretation of your dream." But Joseph truly trusted in the favor of God for him. He trusted in the dream that God had for him. And so he gave advice. And then, of course, the end result of this advice that he gave to Pharaoh is that Pharaoh appoints Joseph ahead of everything. He puts the ring on his finger so that everybody in the land would know that Joseph reports only to the Pharaoh. Verse 42 said, "Then Pharaoh took his signet ring off his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and he clothed him in garments of fine linen and put a gold chain around his neck, and he had him ride in the 2nd chariot which he had. And they cried out before him, 'Bow the knee.' So he set him over all the land of Egypt. Pharaoh also said to Joseph, 'I am Pharaoh, and without your consent no man may lift his hand or foot in all of the land of Egypt.'" So, Joseph gets everything that he saw in his dream. He was raised up and everybody was bowing down to him. he had to trust in the dream of God. In sessions to come, we're going to talk about the Apostle Paul. And we're going to talk about how ambition, desire, and personal dreams, how there is a contest of your personal ambition, personal desire, personal dreams, and the ones that God wants you to have. And only a God encounter can allow you to dream the dreams that God has for you and pursue the desires and the ambitions that God has for your life. I look forward to sharing that with you.